Hey everyone, Caront here, welcoming you back to Suikoden 5. In the last episode, we fought our first army battle against the Godwin soldiers and beat them up, because it was a tutorial, so it wasn't really that hard. Afterward, we started our first recruitment drive, and we ended up finding Cornelio, the short-range mage who's not really a very good mage, and isn't really good at much of anything, to be honest. And we also picked up a couple of his friends, Remifa and Fasola. And it will be our mission, apparently, as good soldiers of the Cornelian Orchestra, to try to recompose all the Do-Re-Mi elves into an orchestra as we go through the game. Those elves are optional characters, they're not Stars of Destiny, so don't rush it, but still, we'll be doing that as we go along. In this episode, as I mentioned, we were going to be heading to Raftfleet. So you might be asking yourself, why are we in Rainwall, and why are we at the Barrows Mansion? Because there's actually a little... well, something of a scene that I kind of forgot about, and when I was looking through some other material just to make sure of some things, I remembered that this was a thing. So, after you get done with the first army battle and you start the recruitment drive, you can go in here, into Urim's room, I guess, and I'm really not sure what those dolls are. A fox, I guess, and a bear of some sort? I don't know. Anyway, that's not really what we're here for. We're here to talk to Urim himself. Oh, your highness, here, let me show you my masterpiece, my opus, my monument. Oh, God. To think, they've locked up the poor, innocent, alluring princess just to sully her good name. Those contemptible Godwins are going to pay a price most grievous for laying their hands upon her. Okay, well, I mean, I echo the sentiment of we like Limslia should be safe, but the painting, though, I mean, it's kind of scary. I mean, okay, well, when we go up in size, the pixelation really renders itself, but still. Alrighty. Okay, so with that taken care of, we're going to, well, I'm going to go ahead and try to recruit our next character. Now, I do want to make a couple of things clear as I run out of the mansion, screaming, trying to preserve some semblance of my sanity. But there are a couple of things I want to make clear as we go through this. For one, you do not have to do this now. This next character is recruitable at any point in the game, so if you want to recruit Sairoh now, go for it. If you want to recruit him later, go for it. It's not really a big deal, you can recruit him whenever you want. But that next recruit, as I mentioned, is Sairoh, who we met in Raftfleet a little bit earlier. Now, the way to do this has to do with all that salt I've been buying, and you notice I've got a bunch of it. Now, the reason is because the recruitment of Sairoh has to do with salt prices and trying to essentially manipulate them. So what you'll want to do is, I'm going to go ahead and check the rumors, and it costs 100 pods, but you can get that back in one battle, so whoop-de-doo. Apparently the price of vegetables has skyrocketed. Okay, what you are looking for, if you want to queue this, is apparently the price of salt has skyrocketed. Of course, we don't have that right now, so I'm going to go and check and see if there's any salt to buy, and there is. So what you should be doing is essentially, whenever you go to any of the cities to which you have access, you should go buy salt, so hip hip hooray. And in doing that, hopefully, you will be able to influence the price of salt to where it will skyrocket, and you then have access to recruiting Sairoh. Now, how can you go about doing that, you might ask? Well, as it turns out, there are actually 4 places that we can visit where we can actually have some sort of trade advantage. And I want us to actually go to one of those places now. It's a place that we actually do not have to go to for the story yet, and we won't have to go to for the story for a while. And that place is Boz's hometown of Estrise. Now, to get there, you see the road going north there, that will take you over to Hod Village. What you should do instead, however, is go east. Now, the enemies on the eastern side of the bridge going toward Estrise are going to be a fair bit harder than the ones you see otherwise, so I would very heavily suggest that you be careful when it comes to this. We've got the Dark Bunny in this battle, who's easy enough, but once we get a little bit further, you're going to have some bigger enemies, potentially some mini-boss fights that could prove to be very difficult, so I would heavily encourage you to use your medicines and everything accordingly to heal up your party and what have you. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, especially for the Do-Re-Mis, because they are leveling up very quickly, and so of course they're gaining lots of HP accordingly. Actually, I guess I really should have healed everybody. Jeez, I feel kind of bad now. Oh well, that's kind of what the items are for to some degree. Okay, so follow the rather faint road all the way down. Then we're going to swirl around down here, and we are going to get to Estrais. It's not terribly long, and even though the game doesn't intend you to go there just yet, you can certainly do it and be fine. Matter of fact, wow, it was only one battle. Holy crap. Welcome to Estrais, where we are, well, we're here way earlier than the game wants us to be. It's not going to mess up any plot stuff, so don't worry about that. But, yeah, we're not supposed to be here yet in terms of plot. Okay, first thing, of course, with every visit to a new town is to check the item shop, which is, you would think it'd be that lady in the red dress sitting there, but it's actually not, it's this guy. So, talk to him, and we've got squid, yeah, and octopus. So definitely keep those for your cook later on. Alright, so let's see. I need to check my notes just a second. See if I have treasure. The treasure listings here. I do not. Okay, well, we can still go around and find treasure anyway. We got the blacksmith here. And I think we can actually get our weapons up to level 7. Yes, okay, so let's... actually, I'll do that on a break, I think. Once I go off camera, I'll move their weapons up a bit. Alright, so you've got the inn here, of course, just in case you need to stay. I believe there's a treasure upstairs in the inn, so let's check. Okay, I was mistaken. That's alright. Let's see, hello. I really want to go on a trip to the Island Nations soon. Okay, have fun. Yeah, the Island Nations are north of Falena, and the Kingdom of Obel, I believe, is to the northeast, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a little while since I've seen a Suikoden map, or the world map, so I'm not entirely sure. Oh, here's our treasure. This is what I was thinking about. We get a Mega Medicine! And if we go downstairs here, we get, well, a townsperson. Except, I'm Donna, Boz's wife. Yep, Boz has got himself a cutie. I hope I can be of service to you, Your Highness. Well, the very fact that you are, well, giving Boz something to come home to, I think is helping us out quite a bit. Thank you very much. Alright, so, let's see. Other treasures. I believe if we go through here, we can grab a treasure or two. I actually may not want to do this yet, though. Yeah, let's not go down here just yet, because we can run into some optional stuff with, well, we can't recruit the characters there yet, but we can still reference their dialogue if we do, but I don't want to do that quite yet. Let's go around here, and we've got your trainers over there. Whoop-de-doo. You've got Armor Shop. Let's see if they've got anything special. Not really. And all the stuff that I have is... holy crap, all that stuff is really expensive, and I don't have the money for it. At least not yet. Alright, but we can pick this up. The True Men tactic, which is... interesting, to say the least. Because... yes, that's fine. I hit the wrong one. The True Men tactic puts everybody up front. Yeah, you can see why we're not going to use that. Now, plus 20 attack is a pretty nice boost. Minus 20 defense is not a very nice boost, so... and your evasion being 0 is also not very good either, so I'm not really going to use that. Alright, so... let's head back through here. And we've got another couple of treasures we can pick up if we head this way. One of them, actually, is under the stairs. You see that little crevice way there? Let's see, can I go over here for anything? Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, well, there's one over here. If I could get to it. Hello, Rage Piece. Rage Rune is the updated Fire Rune, so definitely be sure to collect those whenever you have the opportunity. Of course, you notice this town is very much a seaport, and it is the main port to the Island Nations, so that is essentially what's going to occasion that in the plot later. Silence Orb, which... I mean, it's nice to have, I guess, for selling purposes, but I'm not really going to use that in battle. Alright, welcome to the port area itself. There's a couple of treasures we can get here, too, but let's look around a smidge, shall we? We've got ships here. Arr, matey. Oh, wait, you're not a pirate. Wait, you're counting your cargo with 1 little piggy, 2 little piggies, 3 little piggies? Interesting. Okay, if you say so. Alright. Here's one of the treasures. Hello. Cyclone Piece! Cyclone is the updated Wind Rune, so definitely collect that too. Now here, we have our trader, but I'm not going to talk to him just yet because another treasure we can grab is really hard to find if you don't know where to look. essentially press up against the lighthouse here, and when you see the character stop moving, start pushing A, because then you get the Stone of Strength. Otherwise, that's one of those treasures. Most of the treasures that are hidden in Suikoden 5 can be found with very good sort of angle management, so to speak, to where you can see it. This is one of those that isn't, because you notice pretty much any angle I try to go at it, you cannot see the treasure box. So, yeah, that's one of the actually hidden treasures in Suikoden 5. Okay. You got anything good, buddy? Alright, so it's still vegetables. Okay. So what we're going to need to do is keep buying products in order to try to make this work. Now, this is how this is going to work, and I'm going to try to go ahead and do this now. I'm not going to do it on camera, of course not, but this is what's going to happen. I'm going to be going back and forth between Rainwall, Hod, Raft Fleet, and Estrise to try to influence the prices of everything so that salt can suddenly skyrocket. Now, this may take some work. When I did this in my test run prior to doing this, it took me about an hour and a half of running around to do it. So this could take a while. I could be recording for a very, very long time, but this is what we're going to do. And here's a few tips for you if you want to make money off of this doing this now. If you don't want to do this now and you want to do this later, like I said, you can, because Sairoh is recruitable at any point in the game. But if you want to do this now and you want to trade stuff accordingly, what you can do is, if you're an Estrise here, if you've got enough money, I don't think I have enough money, I don't have enough money, but you can buy pearls. And if you have enough money to buy the pearls, take them back to Rainwall, and you can get up to 35,000 in profit, because they will resell for $80,000. Now, if you get a pearl prices going down, that's when you make your real money as far as that goes. Let's see. If you are in Rainwall, you can buy coffee, take that to Hod for a $2,000 profit. If you go to Hod, get handicrafts and tea, and you can sell those virtually anywhere else for a profit. And if you go to Raft Fleet, you can buy gold and silver and take that to Hod for a $3,000 profit. So that's what I'm going to be doing as I go through here. I'm just going to be rotating essentially to each of the towns to try to profit, to try to buy stuff and then make money and see if we can get the price of salt skyrocketing. Of course, as you go along, make sure to buy salt throughout, because as you do that, that will help trigger the price increase. It's a little bit of an inexact science, but then again, that's kind of the point of the trade system. It is an inexact science, because if it was an exact science, then what's the point of it being seemingly random? So we're going to try to make this happen, and if I happen to make it happen pretty quickly, then I'll see you guys then. If not, I'm going to be running around and trading for a while, and I will probably be getting levels for the Do-Re-Mis and getting Cornelio caught up while I'm on the way. So hopefully this doesn't take all that long, but I don't know. We'll see. At any rate, I will see you guys when we get this happening. Hey guys, you know how I said this was going to take about an hour and a half of gameplay to do this? Well, looky what I just found. The price of salt has skyrocketed, and I was in Raft Fleet too! I couldn't have planned this better if I'd tried. Holy crap. Okay, well, in that case, let's talk to Sairoh. Your Highness, are you aware that the price of salt is shooting up like crazy at the moment? Salt is an absolutely necessary ingredient for life. All the people are suffering. This is very true. Salt is, well, if you know your biology, you know how necessary salt is. But salt was one of the most coveted trade goods in the ancient world for just that reason, because everybody needs it. How would you lower the price, Your Highness? Well, I know a way to lower the price. Let's sell all 29 of them. Here's where your profit comes in. So just sell away, kids. Oh, and also, I had gotten some rice, and the price of rice has gone back up, so let's sell that. And I had some handicrafts, so let's sell that too. Oh, Your Highness! That was some fine salt salesmanship. It looks like the price of salt is holding steady. Truly splendid the way you executed your princely duties. My, all this talk about salt trading. I don't know if it does anything for you, but it gets this old merchant's blood pumping. To show my appreciation, I'd like to do a little favor for your highness. Yoo-hoo! We got Sairoh! Excuse me, youngster. Mind trading places with me for a bit? Wow, are you really going to do it? Ho-ho! After seeing His Highness's salesmanship, I have to see if I've still got it. Really? Incredible! The legendary merchant Sairoh is back. Well, it seems like he never really went anywhere, but still. Alright, so, Sairoh is our merchant, as you might have figured out. And he can pretty much do trading for you whenever you want. Not that that's a huge thing, I guess, but still, it's nifty to have anyway. Okay, so, like I said, I really couldn't have planned that any better if I had tried. Since we're here in Wrathfleet, hey, I figure we might as well. One other thing, actually, while I'm thinking about it with Sairoh. In army battles, he has the extra skill, which is really useful, because it gives you an extra, particularly an extra rune ability of whatever you're using. That can come very much in handy later with some of the more powerful runes that we use in army battles. Alright, so now that we're done with that, let's go to the inn. And talk to this very dapper gentleman over here. Ah, if it isn't His Highness, let me whip up something delicious. What would you like? Your Highness, you gotta try the fish! You ain't gonna be able to resist one of Retso's meals! It's not me. We've got a good river with beautiful fish. Nothing more. Ah, come on, Retso! You ain't gotta be so modest! Tarnation! Everything's so damn good! Always end up ordering more than I can eat, though. Ain't no way I can finish. You have a problem with Dad's food? Nah, Shunmin. You got it all wrong, Missy. I love your pappy's grub. I raised that fishy myself, you know. I cleaned it myself, and I even brought it out here myself. And now, if you don't eat it, that means the fishy died for nothing. Aw, Shunmin, you gotta believe me, Missy. It weren't that I... That's enough, Shunmin. Excuse me, kind sir. Nah, Shunmin's right. Dad taught me that life is precious. That's right, Shunmin, but next I've got to teach you the importance of manners. Daddy? It's looking like some princely advice would come in handy about now. Wow, if that's not fourth wall breaking, I don't know what is. You know what? I'll eat what you can't finish. Your Highness? Huh? The prince is offering to pick through my leftovers? Tarnation! Retso's meals are artistic and stuff, like one of them paintings by that Ivolgernov guy. I really hope I'm pronouncing that right. Was that his name? Aw, I can't remember. Anyway, Retso here's like one of them artistes. All this talking's making my stomach get a growling. Time to dig in. Shunmin, be nice to your pappy, you hear? Mister, I will. Please don't feel like you have to finish, sir. Aw, don't you worry, Retso. With grub this good, I can stuff my face here all day. And there you have it. We have Retso and Shunmin in the kitchen. Retso and Shunmin, of course, will be recruitable later, and obviously they are our cooks. If you've played Suikoden 2, you at least recognize Retso, because he is one of the chefs that will do the cooking challenges in headquarters. I still love that part of the game. Well, heck, I love pretty much everything about that game, but anyway, I really love that part. And Shunmin, unfortunately, actually dies before the events of Suikoden 2, which, yeah. If you played Suikoden 2 and you played the cooking challenges, you know what I mean. Okay, anyway, I've been recording for 57 minutes, but you guys have seen about 17 of it, so we've still got stuff to do. Alright, so now that we've taken care of the intro scenes and such, let's go ahead and see if we can head up to the bridge and hopefully be able to recruit the forces of Wrathfleet. At least that's what Solemn Barrows wants us to do. Now, Salabaros, of course, as we've seen, is a pretty skeevy individual, so I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go, but you know what? I might as well go ahead and give it a try anyway. I will note, also, as far as party members and such are concerned, everybody's level 22 except the Do-Re-Mis, and they're getting close. And we've got plenty of money to play with, so really we're going to be in good shape for a while as far as much of everything's concerned. That is, of course, down to all the running around and fighting around S-tries and all that stuff. So if you do that now, that's great. If not, like I mentioned before, you don't have to, but still, it's, I think, pretty good to go ahead and do now. Oh, Your Highness. My. Ah, it's great to see you're all right. Admiral, they must be tired from their long journey. Why don't we let them sit down in the back room? Ah, good idea. All right then, don't just stand there. Have a seat and then we'll talk. All right, don't just stand there. Sit down. Everything has turned into such a nightmare. We've got lots of sharp-eared folks in town, so we've already got a pretty good idea of what's happened. And I think I know why you're here, Your Highness. You do? Yes. Have you heard? They're already started drafting soldiers in Solfalena and Stormfist. Drafting soldiers? You mean to fight us? I don't think that's the only reason. Lord Godwin has always been a firm believer in a strong military. Now that the Sun Palace is under their control, they seem to want to remake Falena in their own image. We don't like it either, Your Highness, and we'd love to help you. But to be honest, we don't want to join forces with Lord Barrows. The last thing we want is to become a pawn of the aristocracy. But Raja... Come now, don't you feel the same way in your heart of hearts? Huh? You are aware that you're being used by that old snake, aren't you? Admiral, you're being a little harsh, don't you think? I'm not criticizing you, Your Highness. I understand you need Lord Barrow's help right now to fight the Godwins. But I hope you'll think long and hard about how long you want that partnership to continue. I'm sorry I can't be any help to you after you came all this way, but let me give you some advice instead. If you want allies, Your Highness, you need to promote your cause. And to do that, the first thing you have to do is take care of the situation in Lord Lake. You need the people's support, Prince, and if you ignore Lord Lake's problem, the people won't support you. Well, she has a really good point, honestly. Okay, alright, so let's go ahead and ship on out of here. And now that we're done with our affairs in Raft Fleet, I guess really the only course we have is to, well, essentially head back to Rainwall and see if we can commune with the Barrows family and everybody, various and sundry folks, to try to figure that out. Your Highness, just a moment, please. Or maybe not. Kisara? My husband's ship is anchored nearby. If you ever have any need of it, my husband and daughter will take you anywhere you want to go. You and Lady Sialeeds probably saved their lives, so the whole family's grateful. Huh? When Log and Lund tried to take that gold dust in Lunas, you brought them back here. If they'd been turned over to the patrol guards, they would have been brought to Solfalena. And they probably would have gotten caught up in the revolt. You may not have meant to do it, but my family feels we owe our lives to you and Lady Sialeeds. But I won't thank you for what happened. That would make it seem like we're happy about events that are so painful to you, Your Highness. Well, nice to see that Kisara has tact, unlike Boz, for all his other charms. But we do want to show our gratitude. I can't leave the Admiral's side, but Log and Lund will do everything they can to help out, Your Highness. Well, alrighty then. That sounds good. Alright, so where are Log and Lun, pray tell? Well, they actually are up here, because when we were exploring earlier, what we didn't really see was, well, we did see this, but there wasn't anybody here. Now there is.
Oh, the prince.
Oh,
Look, we offer our sincere...
too bad the queen and Farad had to kick the bucket.
Hey!
Ah, that really hurt. What the hell did you do that for,
Shut up, Pop. How come you gotta be so insensitive? Can't you think about how the prince must feel?
I thought I was thinking about how he was feeling. I did say too bad, you know.
And that's why I told you to shut up. Excuse me. Really, please you two stop. Oh.
Sorry about that, Prince. So, I'm thinking you probably heard from the wife about this already.
If it weren't for you guys, Prince, me and Pop would have probably been in big trouble. So we want to get the chance to repay you. Sorry, I mean let us repay you, Your Highness.
Please. Oh, all right. Please, sir.
Prince?
You know what? That's fine.
Yes, you're a prince, Prince! In Roughly, we always repay our debts twice over, you know? We're gonna do our best.
All right, then. You gotta let us know if there be anything we can do to help you, okay? Well, I'm thinking there's some stuff we can't do, but if we can do it, we're gonna do it.
You know, as goofy as Log and Lun are, I kind of like them. They're not the greatest in terms of battle, and we'll explore that in more detail later, but you know what? They're alright. Okay, so now that we're here, we can actually go ahead and sharpen our weapons to level 7 there. And since I didn't do it off camera, well, I'm going to do it right now. So I will sharpen my weapons, and I will see you guys when we get done. Okay, everything's sharpened up now. And I was feeling a little generous, so I even went ahead and sharpened Cornelio's weapon to level 7. You notice the weapon attack goes up a lot from 5 to 7. At level 5, it's around 55 points. Level 7, it's double that. So definitely a good idea to do that if you have the money for it. If you don't have a whole lot of money, prioritize the Prince and Leon. It is, I think, 28,000 pots between the two of them to get it sharpened from 5 to 7. If you've got more money, then obviously you can do more than that. But I would say prioritize the Prince and Leon if you don't have a lot of money. Okay, so, well, these guys have told us they're going to take us places, so why not? Oh, Prince! Anything we can do to help you? We want to go to Lord Lake.
Oh, you do, huh? Then we're gonna help you get there. Hop on board and watch your step. Lon, we're shoving off.
Aye, aye! Is that the flow room?
Not bad, you think?
Hold on tight, you guys!
Alright, just mosey on down south from here and you're gonna be in Lord Lake in no time, Prince. Wish I could have brought you a little closer, actually. But there's a Godwin fortress downriver from here, so I reckon it ain't good to get too close with this here ship. But don't worry, Prince. Stay close to the mountains and those fortress guys will never see you. Well, let's get going, Prince. You're coming along too, Lun? Of course. I told you, didn't I? Rathfleet women always repay our debts twice over. Pop, make sure you take good care of the ship while I'm gone. Don't go off boozing or anything like that. I ain't gonna, so long as you don't go doing anything with the Prince I wouldn't approve of, you hear? Well then, Well, with that, Lun joins the party, at least for now. I'm gonna go ahead and rearrange the formation because we are gonna be doing some battling for now. And, well, yeah, you might have noticed Lun starts out at level 5. She's not officially a recruit yet, so I'm not gonna profile her, but we're gonna be doing some battling, at least while we're here, so might as well. Alright, so pretty much as they said, just go south. It'll be a little ways, so we're gonna be doing some running, and we're gonna probably run into at least a couple of encounters on the way. But they're new enemies, so you know what, whatever. Hello! Or at least they're new enemies to you guys. Welcome to the large spider! And I don't think they're too tough. I don't remember them being too tough when I was fighting them during the trading circuit. Yeah, there we go. You notice, though, oh boy, that weapon's output. Even Cornelio's able to do decent damage, and that's, well, pretty much a miracle. This is, of course, when the Do-Re-Mi elves start to lag behind because you can't sharpen them because they're monsters. And so, yeah, it starts to get a little bit less, I guess, advisable to keep them in the party. But since we don't have any other party members for now, we're still going to keep them in. Alright, so just keep on going. This is the fortress that he's talking about, by the way. That will come into play later. But for now, let's go south past it and, well, yeah, there's Lord Lake Land. Apparently, the Do-Re-Mi elves felt a little offended that I was saying it's time to get them out of the party, because they ended that battle with 2 consecutive critical hits. I mean, I don't know what to say to that, really. Anyway, here is where we started this whole adventure in Lord Lake. Ugh, looks really rough. And then, of course, I would get into a battle while I'm looking for the entrance, wouldn't I? Heh, go me. Alrighty, hello there, Talgil. How you doing? Your Highness, is that you? I'm so sorry about what happened, Your Highness. Please allow me to offer your deepest sympathy. My deepest sympathy, rather. And so, what brings you to Lord Lake today? You must be very busy, Your Highness. What business could you have with a town that is little more than ruins now? Well, we want you to be our ally. Your Highness, I'm afraid that would be impossible. Talgil, the people here still haven't forgotten what Her Majesty did. I'm ashamed to admit it, but some have even declared openly that her death was divine judgment from the heavens. I'm afraid they're far too emotional to listen to you objectively. Hold on a sec! All that wasn't the prince's fault, you know? Yes, you're absolutely right. But 2 years is a long time, long enough to make it difficult for Lord Lake to be rational about it now. I guess I've got no comeback for that. I'm sorry. But there is one thing I can promise you, Your Highness. We will never, ever side with the Godwins either. They're the very reason we've been suffering like this, the reason this town has become so desolate. Lord Lake was scarred by the Sun Rune, but it could still have come back to life with access to water. But even our water was stolen from us. Stolen by the Godwin's hatred fortress. That fortress dammed up the Phaetos River, and so this town has had to live completely without water for 2 years. It's a wonder they survived, really. Her Majesty might have given permission, but it was the Godwins who built and continue to maintain that fortress. The people of Lord Lake will never forgive them. I can guarantee you that. Alright, well, yeah, we have our answer, essentially. And this, I think, is where I'm going to go ahead and leave things off. Next time on Suikoden 5, we're going to head back to Rainwall, and we're going to see what comes next, to see if we can make any further advances, I guess, in trying to recruit some new allies. So, thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see y'all later.